Hello, and you need some light on, and welcome back to my channel. It's really late, so I'm not even going to say the date anyway. Today, God, can't be bothered. But welcome to my channel. He's still here. What is it? The Justice Minister in Romania has ended up having to resign, and they're still out there. And they want the Prime Minister gone and all that. They're not standing for no nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Proper. See, that's how you get things done in this country. Need to be out there, sorted out. Because I don't think they actually are capable, like, of holding them back. But whereas in this country, we're so encaged, you know, you've got no chance. They practice it over and over. They can kettle you anywhere they want in London, or it's always going to end up in London or Birmingham. This is why I believe the Birmingham riots happened all up and down the country. It was like a test-all run, because you found out straight after that they did. It was like an experiment, and now it's sort of pedestrianised in town. It's a lot more difficult. I mean, you can't. If you ever tried to get around town, now, especially with slippy shoes, you know, you've got slippery shoes. Can't get nowhere, you can't run, you can't. It's really hard. They've planned it really well. They've got these bollards that just go zip up out the ground so things can't get down, or they can get down. And so they can section it all off really good. So you wouldn't have much chance really of giving a massive riot and trying to attack Parliament or something like that, because, you know. But anyway, I've got to think about that in a bit. Can't make this too long, I've got to keep on. So another thing's a thing called Dubs law, right? And it was put in place because of all these children, migrants on their own. They're on their own, out there and about, and they need asylum. You know, they need somewhere to stay. And this Dubs law, this Lord Dub, right? Well, this thing that they've introduced. It's ending. They're going to stop it now, because they're saying, it's going to encourage people to try and come over. So they've only took it up. I think it was some 150 out of 350 or something. They're supposed to take. But anyway, it's ending in March. So, and they're saying it's for the best. Well, I don't see how not taking children that's got nowhere and nothing. If you possibly can help these kids, you should. Right, that scheme's ending. I thought that's pretty bad, you know, and it's all up in arms about it, and so they should be. Some Pakistanis in this country was convicted of paedophile ring, you know, like indoctrinating kids from child homes and all that. And anyway, there was 4 of them, and they got sentenced anywhere between 6 and 22 years. This 4. I don't know which one got which sentence. But basically, they're saying, because I don't think they could do this before, they've introduced new laws, haven't they? But they're British citizens, but from Pakistani origin, or originally from Pakistan, and must have got English citizenship early on. Or I don't know whether it's them or their parents, but I think it was they would have come over as children or young adults, probably, maybe, and got citizenship that way. And then, but anyway, they're saying they're going to strip them of it and send them back, and they really won't like that. But they have been messing with kids, haven't they? You know, so I've got no sympathy for them, really. You know what I mean? Monkey see, monkey do, though. So anyway, I won't go down that road. But yeah, so it looks like they're going to be able to deport. That might put a lot of people off doing bad things here, because they don't even care about going to our prison. I don't think. I think they're more cared about being deported to Pakistan, where they'll be in trouble there, because there'll be nothing for them. I don't think there's like a welfare state that there is here, and they're just not hardened up to the life they'd have to live out there. I don't think, especially if they come over there and they distress their country when they get there. Do you know what I mean? I can't see their authorities looking too nicely upon them. You know. Anyway, I've got to move on, going to make it short, this. Anyway, when I was saying earlier about Parliament and about trouble and that, in the South African President Zuma was making a speech, and it's turned big style. It turned big style. Brawling. I mean, brawling. The whole of a single party. They was all dressed in red, and all the security was dressed in white, and I was having proper punches up. And the one bloke stood up, and he was saying that there's riot police lining the streets, which there was, because outside Parliament it was kicking off as well, between the top parties, people, supporters. So it was kicking off inside Parliament, it was kicking off outside Parliament. Then he made a speech saying that the army was in the South African Parliament, man. You know, with the guns. And he said they've all got guns out there in the foyer. If you don't start messing around, they're going to come and shoot people or whatever. You know, I said, this is South African Parliament, and it's all crumbling down. It's crumbled. The political scene has gone mad. It's the ANC, isn't it? It's the ANC, and they've been in there since the overthrow of since apartheid, haven't they? Really, since Nelson Mandela. Really, I think, but they are really upset. The people, the levels of corruption and everything have got beyond. So again, the same old political classes doing the same old. We've really got to put a stop to it. But they want us to go mad. They want us to go crazy, because that gives an excuse to clamp it down, martial law and death. Anyway, I'll cheer myself up in a minute. Russia accidentally has killed some Turkish soldiers or officers or Turkish military, and said sorry, it was an accident, bad coordinations. I don't always believe these things. You know, like something's gone on there. You know, there always is. You know what I mean? And while we stick with Russia for a minute, I hope I have mentioned, I did a video, I think I did do a video about the opposition leader to Putin. It's been 5 years suspended sentence. Good move, that one. Sorry, I've got to rush on. But NATO said it's ready to cooperate. Russia said it's ready to cooperate with NATO now, over and in Afghanistan. So they're going to cooperate here and not cooperate there, and they're going to moan about this and cooperate there. It's all a farce, and it's all a game. You wouldn't personally, would you? Like, say if you really fell out with your neighbour and you're like, we're not happy the way you do your bins outside, keep leaving your rubbish outside my front lawn, would you? Do you know what I mean? But then later in the week, still go to the normal cake decorating club that you go to on a Wednesday. I mean, you wouldn't, would you? Well, you'd fall out with him so much about the rubbish all the time that you wouldn't want to go cake baking with him, would you? I mean, it doesn't make sense. But yet they can do it. They can say, oh, we can't deal with you in this way. We do this. We can't talk to you like that. But then we can deal with you on this level. Do you know what I mean? And all that. It doesn't make sense. You wouldn't do it personally on a personal level. You know what I mean? If you had a good grievance against somebody, until you got your grievance sorted, you wouldn't be cooperating, would you? Seem to be cooperating in such a way, unless it suits the way it suits you and it's the bigger picture. I'm rambling. I mentioned on there's been a massive sell-off of Greek debt, and there's something about the IMF's not going to be able to bail them out. Or I can't remember what they said now, but I do know that their migrants there, they're going crazy because they're shutting the borders on the countries. They're never going to get out. They're locked in these places. Now they're selling all the debt, so the country's going to get into even worse troubles. I don't envy anybody in Greece at the moment. I mean, I think my heart goes out to these people in Europe. Some of these people you don't hear it everywhere. Like in Venezuela, it's going on. And it gets on everywhere. Man is oppressed throughout the world. But that's just not good for them. But in the face of that, in the spite of that, and spitting in their face, really, is Germany has reported record trade surpluses. They got record trade surpluses. You know what? When they lent them all that money and they all went out and bought the BMWs, now they've got to pay the money back and they've got no money to pay them back, and then don't know, man. They're raking it in because they're selling all the cars and they're knackered because they can't afford to pay for them. And now you're a naughty boy and a dirty man of Europe and nobody wants to know you anymore. I mean, it's just horrible what they've done to these Greeks. And then I'm going to go straight into the last one. And I said the other day, and it was yesterday, a blast in China. And I said these things tend to happen like that because it's like tit for tat, a lot of it. You know, when I was saying it's part of the war, you know. And funny enough, you won't see it on our TV, but I've seen it on French 24, only on the ticker. But I can't watch everything. So I click through and I watch a bit of the ticker tape, write a few things down, see what I can get into. Might have to do a bit of researching and stuff like that as well. But, you know, basically, there's been a blast, an EDF power plant, and that'd be in France. So it was it didn't say where it come from, but it was on France 24. I haven't seen it on any of the other channels. And so I'm assuming EDF, I know that's a French company, French power company. So I'm guessing it's in France, and they said there was no nuclear risk. So it might not be a nuclear plant, but either way, chemical plant, power plant. Chemical plant one day, power plant another. You ever look back at that Tianwan, I can't pronounce the name of the city, right next door to a brand new, they was building up a new Wall Street. So when they take over the world currency, and right next door to their supermassive computer that was bragging to the Americans they've got a bigger computer than you have now, a supercomputer better than your supercomputer. Do you know what I mean? And they was dropping bombs. Well, they say it was a chemical factory blasts and all that. But I'm saying they look like nukes to me. Look them on the internet. But anyway, that power blast in France today. So, I'm going to love you and leave you, and thanks for following, thanks for upvoting me, I love you all, bye.